Hello, hello. Good evening, friends, supporters. How is everyone today? Good evening. Welcome to Discover and Uncover the Gems in Us tonight, 30th October. And well, we are coming to the end of third year 2020 very, very quickly. I hope everyone is staying strong, fit, and healthy. And hey, welcome back. Yeah, because last Thursday we took a break, and this tonight we are back on show. As usual, we have a very important dynamic personality tonight as our guests. Friends, supporters, as usual, if you have any questions, put into the chat group and we will respond to your questions. And let's get interactive. Yeah, I always encourage all our friends and supporters to every time ask questions. You can even personally PM me, and I will look into the questions together with our guests for tonight. And welcome. Thank you for our technical team. Yeah, tonight we have our friend David Tan, who is being our team in handling, managing our technical aspect as a co-producer, and sending regards from our producer Geraldine. She's heaps busy with lots of assignment, and she's focusing for now. So tonight the show goes on, man. The show goes on. Now, friends, if you have looked at the teaser that we have sent out over Facebook, right? Tonight we have a distinct gentleman. His name is Azman Zulkiply. Yeah, and yeah, professional voice actor, and also a vice president of Voice Guild Malaysia. About nearly 1.5 months ago, I gave Azman a call through one of our speaker as well. That I got to know Azman. I got to know Azman through chat now, and I called Azman and said, Azman, would you like to? We invite you. Would you be honored to come on the show tonight? And lo and behold, tonight we have got Azman Zulkiply. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Azman Zulkiply to be on our show tonight.
Hey,
Yo,
hey, thank
Azman.
you, Dr. Tim. Thank you for having me on your show. Yeah.
Wow. From the picture that you have WhatsApp to me, wow, man, respect, yeah. You have the kind of talent look in you.
Is it?
Cool. Thank you. How was your day, Azman? How was your day?
Today is a good day because it's a busy day. I before I came online to talk with you guys backstage, I just finished actually doing my work. Actually, I'm actually at my studio, so just finished doing work.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. This morning I have received about three personal messages to my WhatsApp. They are friends from all over the world. One friend, Melissa, is in Ontario, Canada, and a few
Mm.
of them are working in Australia. And they asked me and say, "Hey, mate, now you got tonight a voice actor." I say, ask more questions about what he do, whether we can be into that profession as well. Yeah, COVID-19 pandemic seems to force everyone to think of what else can I do with a particular undiscovered talent like you. Huh? So tonight you are the discovered talent, Azman Zulkiply. So let's start the
Awesome.
show going. Tell us a bit about yourself, man.
My name is Azman Zulkiply. I'm actually very happy that today you pronounced it correctly. A lot of people would mispronounce my last name with a lot of ways, but you can just simply call me Azman tonight. I'm currently a professional voice actor. I've been doing it for 10 years. Believe it or not, yeah. I mean, it's super fast. 10 years. I mean, it's going into 10 years next year, but I just rounded off. It's easier for me to say 10 years rather
Right.
than 9 years. So I actually studied animation. I was a student of animation, and I was teaching animation for like around 12 years. So between the teaching, I that's when I start doing voice acting or voiceovers as a part time. And then that part-time job, that voice acting job, part-time job, slowly became full-time, and my day job slowly became a part-time. So that's how I became. Right now, I'm full-time voice acting, doing voiceovers.
Awesome, awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
You have a sort of hit something quite aligned. The objective of our show tonight
Yep.
discover and uncover the gems in us is actually to discover the unique talents that is in Malaysia, Azman. Yeah, when Geraldine and I sort of think through over earlier part of the and say, what's the objective of this show? And we say, look, there are a lot of talents among us. It's just that we have not slightly we have not showcased them, and tonight it is really good that you have really come to the show, and this is a talent. Yeah, you are a talent in Malaysia, and I'm going to ask you a few more questions, and we'll expound on this uniqueness of your talent and your career. And of
Go
course,
ahead.
point number
Yeah.
two, from something of passion turn into your career and business. Now that is something our show is meant to be as well. Our second objective is that with all these talents and skills and competencies, can we really maximize and leverage it and turn ourselves into unique entrepreneurs, and we form the network of buddy, yeah, the networking and collaboration within entrepreneurs. That's why our show exists today and tonight, and you are also part of our collaboration here from here onwards. Yeah, man. Wow, good. Now the word, yeah, voice actor.
Yeah.
Describe a little bit exactly what do you do as a voice actor?
Okay. I mean, the most basic way I can say what a voice actor does, you act with the voice. You have a voice. I mean, everyone has a voice. You basically act to sell an emotion, to sell an intention. All right. So let's just say I'm talking to you right now, and I'm supposed to sound super happy, and I'm very happy right now. So if I were to be super angry at you, I'm gonna be super angry at you. If I'm supposed to be sad, I'm sad right now, and that's just me going about it over the top. But voice actor, we're just carrying a personality through our voice to voice a character to usually to voice a character in a show. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic, yeah. Well, ladies, gentlemen, Uncle Team tonight, welcome Asman. Nephew, nieces, listen properly. Because if you have a skill and you want to make some money, listen to Uncle Asman tonight. Well, do,
Are you related to Uncle Roger? Are you related to Uncle Roger?
yes, yes, I am in Kuala Lumpur, and I also love cooking, and I also like to play violin. So quite the same, quite the same.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, man,
Yeah.
my dad, sort of, he is originally from Hong Kong, yeah.
Right.
So many times when I was young, one of the role that I always wanted to be is like a MC, yeah, like Eric Chang, all right. Small size guy, but he do fantastic MCing and moderating of certain talk show, and he literally run his talk shows, yeah. So
Yeah.
I believe in our profession as business people, entrepreneurs, coaches, actors, we need to really have a little bit of these skills, isn't it? Would you agree to
Yeah.
use these skills to really engage our audience? Would that be right? Can I take on that perspective?
Take a look at this way because I'm doing voice acting for my for to make a I make a living with voice acting, but take that voice acting away, it is voice. You're using a voice to run a business. So if you're talking about being an entrepreneur, being an MC, being a radio DJ, being a host, all that requires using your voice, and it
Right.
is not a big surprise that some of these guys, radio DJs or hosts or MCs, or maybe some entrepreneurs who rely on presenting in front of an audience, sometimes some of these guys actually do voiceovers. So it's not a big surprise. It is correlated.
So when did you discover that you have this talent and want to turn it into a career?
Uh,
Were you during your secondary school days in the play? What insert that triggers that, hey, Asman got this unique talents that you can use your voice to make a passion out of it and make a living out of it, man.
I'm glad you asked. And you were mentioning that maybe during secondary school I was involved in a theater or something like that. I was a very shy boy. I don't really talk to people a lot. So what happened was, as a kid, when I was a kid, even before I start school, I watch a lot of cartoons. And when you watch a lot of cartoons, all these American shows, so you, as a kid, you mimic how your favorite characters talk. So I think that's where I found my passion, because sometimes as a kid, you were trying to become Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You're trying to be this character, you're trying to be that character. So I think as a kid, I sort of built that skill without realizing it. I started to understand what accents are, to talk an American accent, to talk in a British accent, all that from just watching and listening. I only found out that there's such thing as voice acting. I think when I was 9 or 10 years old, I was watching The Lion King. Back in those days, I always loved watching the behind the scenes, the making of. So when I was watching, because at first I just wanted to know, I just wanted to know how do they make animation, because I have an interest in animation as well. And then I saw all these different actors were recording their voices for the characters in The Lion King. And so I thought, oh, that's how they do it, because they actually have a real person recording their voices for the characters. All these while I thought the cartoons are just cartoons. Cartoons have their own voices. So that's how I found out. But all these, I never realized it could be a career until the final year of actually until I started working as a lecturer, because I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do a master's. I wanted to do a master's about voice acting. So I did my
Right.
research, and then I found Voice Guild Malaysia, and I thought, okay, I thought of registering, because at first my intention is to meet the people from inside the guild, but
Mm-hmm.
I ended up joining it, and I ended up creating part time uh, my part time business from there, which eventually became a career now. So yeah, it all started from as a kid. I just love watching cartoons. I start doing impressions. I start mimicking my characters, and I use what I know, and I still apply it now. Even today, I still do voice impressions just for fun.
Wow, fantastic. Much younger days, I love the cartoon animation Simpsons, yeah? And
Oh
I
yeah.
love the voice of Bart Simpson. Can you mimic the voice of Bart Simpson for us, man?
Did you know that the voice of Bart Simpson is a woman?
Seriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because if you hire a boy or a young boy, I mean, their voice will change when they grow up. So
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the biggest values. So if there's any viewers today who's a woman and you feel that you want to venture into voice acting, there's a big demand for female voice talents. Who you if you can sound like a boy, then there's a demand for kid shows.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
fans and supporters and audience tonight, yeah, if you have that kind of talent and you see that you want to venture into a industry, just like Asman Zulkifli, yeah, as a voice actor, later on we will gladly, yeah, provide Asman's contact and Facebook and his email so that you can get in touch with Asman. I think some parents would be in our show. They are teachers, they are music teachers, they are art teachers, and they would love to have this question: how do I get started to be in such a career? If a parent discovered that their child has such a unique talent, what would be the starting stepping stones for them? Yeah,
right,
for
right.
for a child. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, Asman, then in
Yeah.
local scene, yeah, I saw from your profile that you were you took a major lead role in some of the local animation production. Is that right? Uh,
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
yeah, share with us your experience.
I was you're talking about the credits that I did, right? Some of
Yes,
them
yes,
I
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
I was not the main character in most of it, but if I can share one of the shows, there's this movie, animated film called Bobo Boy the movie. That was back
Mm-hmm.
in 2015, 2016, 4 or 5 years ago. I was the main villain for that one. So I voiced this character called Borara, and I love it a lot because it's always fun to voice the villain. You know, it's always fun to play the bad guy in any show. So that was fun. So that was when I played the main villain. In the latest animated feature that came out, Agent Ali the movie. So I played two characters in there. So I played like some sort of like a like a mentor sort of character in that film, Agent Ali the movie.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh. Now,
and yeah.
one question come that PM to me directly. Yeah, this is
Wow.
a good friend of mine. Um, this person is a female. This lady is currently a voice teacher. Predominantly
Okay.
teaching singing. Yeah, as a singing teacher. So and that's a question to me. Yeah, Dr. Tim. It's great to have Asman on the show. Would you be able to dialogue with Asman on what are the pros and cons of voice acting? Pros and cons. Would you
Pros
be
and
able to
cons.
yeah, the pros and cons, that it seems like you have been quite a few years in the industry, yeah, as a career, and is that what you do now? Would you enlighten our viewers what are some pros and cons? I think this is taking from the perspective is certain young people wants to venture into this dynamic industry as well, combining with animation and with a certain talent. What are some pros and cons, Asman?
Okay. Pros and cons. There's a lot I can list down, but we could just talk about from on top of my head. Um, the number one thing is because you're doing voice acting, similar like singing. I believe that person is a singing teacher.
Yes.
Well, if you're sick, and then if you can't use your voice, you're out of business. You tutup kedai. You know, I mean, you have to close shop. Um, So that's one thing. So the challenge throughout this career of mine is just to simply take care of your health. The most basic thing you could do is just before any session, you don't take spicy food before a session. You don't eat heavy before a session. You don't drink coffee before a session. You don't drink milk before a session. Stuff like that. So that's the most basic thing. Health wise, a yoga exercise would help also because voice acting, similar to singing, use a lot of your breathing. You know, so uh, especially if the read is high energy, so it uses a lot of your diaphragm, a lot of your breathing. There's a lot of control in your breathing. So I wouldn't say this is like part of the pros and cons, but the main thing here is that health is a big part of this career. So you really have to uh, take care of your career. Otherwise, if you cannot perform, then that will be difficult in the long run. Um, Being a voice actor locally here in Malaysia, it's still very much a freelance sort of. It's a gig sort of job, and there's almost no the income is not always steady. You would say
Mm-hmm.
I could say that. If there are certain month where it could be a good month, and then the next 2 months it could be a challenging one for you because you're not getting many calls.
Right.
So how do you go about that? Just stay relevant. I mean, just put up any, just try. This is where business comes in, don't you think? I mean, because you just gotta
Yes.
sometimes call out your clients, your studios.
Yep.
Just remind them, hey, I'm still alive. I still exist. You can call me
Yes.
for your voice acting job. But yeah, mainly because it's still a freelance nature sort of job. The nature of the job is because it's still a freelance, so
Mm-hmm.
you need to stay relevant as much as you can. and because you want to make a living out of it. For me, I'm making a living out of it. You have to be sure that um, this goes into a very sensitive area because you're talking about rates, right? You don't want to be
Mhm.
undertaking other people. So because the voice acting community in Malaysia so far, I'm really grateful that everyone has been the people that I've met, everyone has been really really supportive. So
Right.
we're all at we're trying to really stay true to the rate that we set. We try not to. We can go high. I mean, that's great if anyone can charge higher, but we
Mhm.
try to discourage everyone from charging a lower fee because I'm pretty sure you know this as a business person. I mean, because it will affect the industry in the long run. Yeah,
Yes.
we don't
Yes.
want to be
Huh?
exploited in that sense. So there's a lot of areas we can talk about, but yeah, I think I hope that answers some of the questions from the
Okay, well,
music
thank
teacher.
you. Yes, great tips. Yeah, at least those are great tips. Yeah, stay healthy and then take care of the health and you will bring wealth. And of course the tips of not drinking or eating spicy, not drinking coffee and eating spicy food before a particular show. Well, I think as professional service provider slash AKA as a young entrepreneur, yeah, these are some it does not run far, right? Every entrepreneur got to go through this marketing, and I believe a referral business is something that is important to you as well, right? Through
Exactly.
referral, yeah, someone tried you out for once of a project and they seems that you are capable and you are a nice person to work along with, so definitely they will refer business to you. And that's one of the objective of the show,
Yeah.
discover the gems in us and to promote, yeah, all the unique talents of our speakers. And friend, tonight, yeah, it's my honor, right, to also promote what you can do best and to see what else that can take you in your career the next level. Do you do projects outside Malaysia within the region, man?
Yeah. I just completed. I mean, it's still ongoing. It's a game made in Singapore, so I am voicing maybe a couple of characters from there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you can actually check it out. It's called Chinatown Detective Agency. You can actually play that game on PC. But
Hmm.
I think they're releasing it in batches. So I think for the first chapter you can start playing it. But yeah, I mean Singapore. There's a few sporadic. Sometimes you get jobs from overseas as well. Yeah, for me.
Excellent. All right. Now, I can see that you are the vice president of Voice Guild Malaysia.
Yeah.
Tell us more about Voice Guild Malaysia, Asman.
All right. I can tell you about Voice Guild Malaysia from two perspectives. Wait. Where's my thing? Okay, from two perspectives. One as a regular member because I've been a member since 2011, even before it was called Voice Guild Malaysia. Before this, it was called Voice Guild of Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. Now it's called Voice Guild Malaysia, so it's really inclusive to the
Mhm.
whole country.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about it as a regular member because I came in with only passion. I only joined in with interest and passion and nothing more. I don't know anyone from the industry. I don't know. That's it, right? So I just dived into the industry blindly out of interest. So what happened was, being in the voice guild, I meet people along the way. People who judge you, people who helped you, people who criticize you, but at the same time, giving you constructive criticism to make me the better artist today.
Always,
So
yeah.
yeah, I would say Voice Guild Malaysia made me the voiceover, the VO talent and the voice actor that I am today. Right. Voice Guild Malaysia has given me the platform to further expand my skills and to give me that confidence as an artist to offer my craft to any projects. So that's
Mhm.
Voice Guild Malaysia for me. To talk about Voice Guild Malaysia from the perspective of a vice president, because I was elected, I think it was last year. Or was it 2 years ago? I don't remember. So looking at it from that perspective, I think we have around. probably 150. I'm just running off the numbers, 150 to 200 active members across Malaysia.
Wow.
So what the guild does is that we help out our members as much as we can, because when you do business in this nature, the number one thing is that you need to help your members to have a platform.
Yeah.
So the easiest platform, the most straightforward platform the Voice Guild Malaysia can offer you is a website. So you come in and you join in as a member. All right, you get a website. All right, so that way, because Voice Guild Malaysia has established themselves for 20 years in Malaysia, that most clients will go to that website, and then they will just browse which talent, what kind of voices that they want. It's like a big menu of voices. So
Mm-hmm.
our members have their own website. So this is actually great for less tech savvy members, right? So they already have a website and they already have an online presence. So in 2020, you as a businessman know this. If you don't have an online presence, you will struggle, especially now in this challenging times. So everyone has an
Yeah.
online presence, being a Voice Guild Malaysia member. And then we do help out a lot of things along the way, like sometimes there will be payment delays. So as a guild, we will try to help out these members, and a whole lot of other things. We have this thing called it's like a donation. It's like a tabung suara hati sort of thing where we would help out any members in who need financial help. So as a guild, that's what we do as well. And then every year we will always try to grow the guild towards new heights. Like last year, we started doing voiceover workshops in several different languages, in BM, in English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. And then we started doing voiceover workshops, which is we're trying to reach out to more communities. Yeah. So as a guild, that's what we strive to do. We just want to grow our community and help our members the best we can.
Fantastic.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
to help them grow as an artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Every industry when it comes to creative arts, professional services as talents, as well as people in the film industry. In Malaysia, we really need to sokong menyokong. We really need to have this community to really uplift one another.
Exactly.
Definitely, I know there are a lot of challenges from billing to collection of professional fees and issues that may crop up about substandards of deliverables. So having a guild like that really reflect that it's here to support each other, correct or not? Yeah,
Yes,
it is
exactly.
to really stand up even as a voice together, a voice together in the industry. Well, I would love to extend some maybe if you can refer to me another female voice actor. Maybe I would love to have the female voice actor to come on board on our show in December. Yeah, I'm
Sure.
also promoting, help to promote associations and networking groups so that all these gems, yeah, we are here to support each other, especially when we are now facing such unconventional issues that we face of all this due to COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hold hand in hands and really support each other as professionals.
Yeah.
Man,
Hmm.
originally, which state do you originally from in Malaysia, man?
Selangor. Yeah, Selangor. Kelanan Jaya,
So
Petaling Jaya. I was born in Petaling Jaya.
all right. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that in the what professional voice guild Malaysia, Mandarin, Chinese, multiple languages are all welcome. Is that right? To be part of this voice guild
Yeah.
Malaysia.
Yeah, there's Tamil talents, there's Mandarin and Cantonese, and other Chinese dialects. There's English, Bahasa as well. Yeah. There are
Oh,
also demands sometimes for the Iban language, Kadazan, specifically for Sabah and Sarawak content.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. Um, I saw from your last paragraph of your profile that you do a fair bit of what you call term it as it's like storytelling, right? On or book reading online. I usually love to on weekends when I have a little bit more of time to reflect upon new things and new ideas. Sometimes I do click on to some of these online book reading
yeah.
storytelling. Would do you do that as another professional added value services on story reading,
You mean audiobooks or reading
audiobook?
audiobooks?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
only do audiobooks. The market here, or at least from my observation, is not quite huge yet. It hasn't picked up. The last audiobook I did was 2 years ago, and that was only because there was like a collaboration between Selangor Library and this one studio that I know that I had the privilege of knowing, and they needed a whole lot of local talents to read some of the books. So I got on board. Um, I got on board simply because I've never done audiobooks before, so I was only doing it for the experience.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, like any other profession, you got to get your hands dirty, yeah, when there is a need of a project arises. Do it first and the learning curve will increase, isn't it?
Yeah,
Huh?
I agree. Exactly.
All right. Now, myself, I still handle a fair bit of certification, especially when it comes to developing training trainers and coaches in the Malaysian industry, yeah,
Yeah.
representing HRPF TTT certification. So let's bounce on something about voice over coaching and training. This comes as a need of in the groups that I have on WhatsApp messages. So voice over coaching and training. Azman, would you be able to share with us some basic techniques and tactics that we can use as trainers to create an impact to our audience? Can you share with us some techniques and
Voiceover
tactics?
techniques. Voiceover
Yes, yes,
techniques.
right.
Okay. As trainers, I think from you guys, most of the time, will you be reading off of a slide, or will you be just doing it completely impromptu?
Yeah, I mean, taking on as speakers, in high level engagement, definitely it will be lousy speakers, trainers, coaches who just look at the slide and read them, membaca tak, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is spontaneous. It is the engaging level. Sometimes I do certain demonstration in my TTT when if I want to hype up something, of course I modulate my voice, the tonality changes,
Yeah.
and sometimes I play around with music and lighting, and if I want to tone it down, talking something serious to touch hearts and minds. So I sort of also use my voice as one of a channel to engage my audience. So you are the seafood in this, huh? you are the subject matter expert. So share with us some techniques and
I
tools.
I think yeah, I think when it comes to engaging your audience, right? Sometimes when you're saying that you want to go when you want to try to catch their attention when you're talking about something serious, sometimes you would if you're holding a mic or if you're having those kind of mics that you wear over your ear and the mic
Right?
is right in front of your mouth, or if you're the type
Mhm.
that holds mic, sometimes you work with how close you are with the mic. I have a microphone over here. Sometimes how close you are to the mic really makes a big difference in how you sound like. So you call this proximity effect. So the closer you are to the mic, sometimes because I can't do it right now because I don't have any mic right in front of me
Right?
to work with this interview. But sometimes when you really talk slowly and you talk closely to the mic and you create this some sort of a really bassy sort of sound with your voice, and scientifically, people were saying that if the deeper your voice is, the deeper you try to make your voice, people will people will tend to listen. So, ladies and gentlemen, if everyone will just welcome Dr. Timothy to the stage. So when you lower your voice like that, and everyone, I mean, usually most of the time people will just try to listen. What's going on? Everyone, listen. Please welcome Dr. Timothy Law on stage and give him a big round of applause. So it's all just about playing with your
Hmm,
level of energy.
right,
Yeah,
right. Now, interesting point that you have made. At times, I use an analogy about um, now let's bounce on this. This show, if any of my audience and friends, this is conversation and we are just sharing of ideas. Does not mean to take anything personal and does not mean to attack or bring down any profession or industry. Yeah, I
yeah, yeah,
always respect people as captains, pilots as well as a cabin crew. But I'm using the analogy of how
yeah,
tonality works. So in my session, when I teach them certain elements about voicing, so we will have encountered experience in the aeroplane that we are seated ready to fly, and we'll have good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That is welcome on board to ABC XYZ. Flying to Kuala Lumpur to Amsterdam. This is Captain Wong speaking. So it's like, come on. um,
they sometimes they sound bored, don't you think?
yeah,
I mean,
it is true.
yeah, no disrespect to pilots, because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure you guys have a really hard job. But sometimes I couldn't even listen to them.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's what I mean when I ask the question. As a career, voice supposed to be something as a tool, and it can be a powerful tool for
Yeah.
us in work, career, and in business. Yeah. So
Yeah.
as a professional person, the voice really do create an impact, isn't it, Asman? Yeah.
It does. It does. I mean, can you imagine if the pilot says something like, "Welcome aboard flight ABC from Kuala Lumpur to Amsterdam. So I hope you guys are comfortable seated on your chair. We hope you turn on the window, put your tray back to its original position, and we hope you enjoy the flight." So if he could just add a bit of smile to that delivery, everyone would have like, oh, okay, that's a nice. That I mean, you just hear it, and then it's like, oh, that's nice. I mean, you just
And,
want to make the audience. The passenger relaxed, so I mean it would be great if things can be delivered. If it's not the pilot, some of the uh, the flight crew. Sometimes when they make announcement, sometimes you can't hear it. So if only they could enunciate it. So that's a big role. A voice plays a big role right there.
right. Now, let's bounce on another scenario, Asman.
Yeah.
There is always in the Asian context that says, if you were to talk very, very loudly, you are bloody rude, Timothy
Okay.
Law. If you talk so loud, you sound very rude and arrogant. Yet there is culture that my exposure much earlier in my younger days was that they could be very loud and very firm, but they just make a point, and after that they will just take it back very coolly, and it's very focused on work issues, and it's not personal. They can
Yeah.
sound very assertive, very loud. It may sound very unpleasing to the ears, but it's just that they want to make a point. And after that, they will tweak and turn it into something much more friendly, much more approachable.
Right.
Sometimes I watch movie. I like to hear how conversations are being made and
Hmm.
semantically. What words do they use? They may be wanting to scold someone, but they put certain words so nicely with just a little bit of change of tonality. Wow, it's like, oh, thank you for seeing that.
That's
Yeah,
if you apply that to my career, yeah, that's voice acting right there. You just change a bit of tonality, so it changed the mood altogether. From sounding very stern, and then by what you said, I mean, changing the tonality, using a certain words, or saying the words in a certain way. it will change the whole mood.
All right. Let's see. Can we do a little bit of short role play here, Asman? So
Yeah.
if a coach will to converse with a coachee, someone who has been a team member but who has quite recently been underperforming in his or her job, not
Hmm.
meeting certain work deliverables, and it sounds like now is the last quarter of the year. We come to the end of 2020, due to whatever external factors happening around us. Guys, wake up, you got to do something. How would you say it in a much more a tonality yet assertive and getting the result, and say buck up and get going and do what you need to do? How would you say it, Asman?
Yeah, I mean, if first I would probably approach it like, like a friend, but not really like a close friend. I mean, that's how I would approach it. I mean, that's how I would apply
you
it. Yeah, that's
you
how I
you
would. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, talk to me, role play with me.
Okay.
Let our audience also learn a little bit.
Yeah.
Use me as the role play.
Okay.
Person.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Can I call you Tim?
Yes, please,
Yeah. Right.
please
I
do.
was like, Tim, it's October. Okay, I mean, if you look at everyone's performance this year so far, everyone has been doing great. I know you tried your best, okay, Tim, but there are a few areas where I think you need to take a look into. All right, if you look into the subject of delivery, just not quite there yet, and I know you can do this. We've got 2 months to the end of the year. I know you can do this. You know what? If you have any problems, if you have any issues with this particular area, you just gotta tell me, and then we work things out together. Okay? Will you be okay with that?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for highlighting to me. Well,
Yeah, I
good,
got
good.
yeah, because I gotta highlight to you the area that you're falling. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Oh, are we
Right.
done? Okay, because
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
I'm carrying. Yeah,
Excellent. Well, even your tone of voice now without microphone sounds so um, deep and consistent. Yeah, without much um, um, exaggerating. I think sometimes I tend to exaggerate a little bit with my voice because it can be a bit habitual to me also.
yeah.
I tend to use my voice
Um,
in a very
I
different
think
manner.
yeah. I think the key word just now was concern. I was mainly concerned about your performance, so that was my key. I was playing around that keyword.
Right, concern. Uh,
Yeah,
um, and now I have lots of friends who are in the uniform agency. I was once before as well in serving our local forces. So but I retired of it now. So there has situations where I got to be very very firm in handling certain matters because it's law related, it's law enforcement related. Yeah.
right.
But sometimes, one or twice, I, as firm as I want to, the other party just take it too lightly. Yeah. They muck around, they still don't take it serious. And I got to retune them and say, look, one more time, I'm going to explain the what, the why, and the consequence. But please listen. Sometimes emotionally it could be quite challenging, because the person
Yeah,
is still being very defensive of just not willing to listen. So the moment if we increase our tone, they say that we may be overreacting or too harsh on people.
yeah. But sometimes when you just you when you, if you just lower your voice just one bit, and then you use a certain words like look or listen, or just call their names. Bob, Robert, you really gotta do this. I'm serious.
Right, right. Wow. Wow. And a short little pause seems to hold the context very well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The short
Sometimes,
pause.
yeah, pauses really work sometimes. If you really want to express concerns towards your colleagues or your subordinates or your friends, if you want to
Mm,
really want to go towards that serious talk. When your friend really, really screwed it up this time. Sorry, pardon my language. Your friend really did this wrong, did something wrong. You really just gotta sit down. Because if you want to shout to them, or if you really want to assert authority, it wouldn't work sometimes. So you just want. Sometimes this is whole thing about slow talk.
Right, right. Well, maybe I should organize a short session for you to invite you to come over to our office, yeah, and teach some of our teach our managers certain skills when it comes to performance coaching and giving feedback and evaluating the individual and group performance of various business units. I think it's
Uh,
an essential tool and an essential skills. To have
yeah,
professionals like you to come and do a session of a workshop. Huh?
yeah. I'd be
Wow,
honored. I'd be honored.
fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah. So now you seems to have a very nice studio. You are at your own studio, is that right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
It's
So
it's based in
venturing
Cyberjaya. Yeah.
venturing into such an industry, does it mean that you got to have your own studio nicely set up, or usually
No.
your tool is just your voice, so you go to the client's place who have a studio? Is that right? What would be some
Um.
minimal investment to start a business as such,
Okay,
Asman?
if there's anyone who really want to start venturing into this business, I mean, there are three things you could do. I mean, three levels, I would say. But if you're really just starting out, if you have a laptop that is decent enough to run an audio software, for me, my advice to anyone, buy a USB microphone first. There's no need for you to buy like a professional grade microphone. I could recommend the brand later on, but all I'm saying is that a USB mic will do. There's no need for all those equipments yet. But the main thing you need to if you're doing this from home, actually, if anyone wants to start doing this, you have to start somewhere, and the best place is your home. So,
Hmm,
but if your home is, sometimes you have echoes. If you're in the kitchen or if you're in the bathroom or in your room, is there's a bit of an echo. You need to treat your room first, but you don't need to buy those kind of foams, right? Because that will take a bit of an investment. What I did, how I started back then when I started, I just bought an IKEA wardrobe, enough for me to get into. IKEA wardrobe is like probably less than 200 ringgit or something like that. And then
right.
what I did, I googled on Carousel or something. Someone was selling this foams, right? It's actually they use it for karaoke, and I just bought the scraps and then put into that wardrobe, and I put the like the mic stand inside that wardrobe, and that's my vocal booth.
Wow.
That's it. I have a friend. I have a colleague. She's a voice actor also. She DIY'd her booth. She bought some PVC pipes, and then she put cloth around it. As long as it works, you don't need a studio. You don't need a studio. If you don't have, let's say you cannot buy all that, you can rely on existing studios, but you need to cold call these studios. You need to reach out to these studios. The challenge of doing this business is that the first few years will always be challenging because people don't know you. You have to let people know, hey, I can do this. So the best way to start is just get your equipments and start doing things. Start doing voiceovers.
Yeah.
Start taking a video of yourself. Put it on Instagram. Put it on Facebook. Right?
Yeah.
Basically build your brand from there. So once people take notice of you, then it hopefully it will snowball from there. But to answer the early question, no, you don't have to build a studio. Even my studio is not professional grade, but it's enough for me to do my work. The only reason why I upgrade to this is because sometimes, because as I go along with my career, sometimes my clients they want to go to where I record, and it's kind of funny to invite them into my wardrobe, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
so this is like my upgrade. So I just want to grow myself as an artist, as an entrepreneur. so that I can have this place running, and at the same time my clients can come in, and then they can at least it's a good first impression for them.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Wow, awesome tips. Yeah, awesome tips. Like any other profession, if you have the passion, ladies, gentlemen, audience, supporters, listeners of the show, if you have any passion, just follow the advice of
Yeah.
Basman too. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just got somewhere. Just got to some.
I met this concept artist once back in 2008. So I was just asking for his autograph, and in that autograph, he just said, "Follow your dreams." So it might sound cheesy and all that, follow your dreams, but it is true. Just follow if you feel that this is what you want to do, if you love what you're doing, and if you know you can monetize it, go ahead.
Yeah,
Challenges are there, but you just gotta. It's part of business.
yeah. Yeah, you just got to be creative and think out of the box. Yeah, not necessarily got to have heaps of heavy investment to done up a complete set of a studio. Well, fantastic. Yeah, you thought of the idea of IKEA wardrobe. Yeah, wow, fantastic, fantastic. When I was young, I started with playing violin as a musician. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I upgraded to play jazz saxophone. And remember, then I was staying in a place in Taman Melawati by the hills. Yeah, behind is there in the early 90s. It was all just hills and mountains. No apartments and housing development then. And remember, those were the days I don't have the kind of invested money to build my own studio. And I really bought some old muffle, yeah, those styrofoam, and I remember I put it pasted up on my window. And when I start practicing my saxophone, tune up with a music, play a long kind of a thing, a backup track. Wow, yeah, I just got to do it. I say, because
Yeah.
of the certain passion. Yeah, just got to
But it
do
but
just
it but it works, right? But it works.
it works. It
Yeah.
works. Yeah, yeah. But people say if it works, why not? Yeah, why not use it?
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
works, why not use it?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So now, do you have a team of are you now only professionally you are running this as a professional service provider? Do you have a team of people under your company to do that, or everyone is just collaborating and supporting each other when it comes to giving each other referrals?
Right now, I'm a one-man show, so I just run this place on my own. But you're right. I do work on a collaborative nature. So whenever there's a project coming in, that's when I would engage with my colleagues or from other talents. So that's when things happen. So I work in a collaborative. It's on a project basis.
Excellent, excellent. Now we would love to have your contact. Yeah.
Mm.
David, our technical producer, would you please show our audience fans, yeah, the contact of Azman, yeah, friends, supporters, listeners, audience, get connected to Azman Zulkifli. We have included his email as well as his website and his
Uh,
Twitter. Yeah,
my email is
website.
not there. I think I
Yeah.
could just say out my email real quick right now. It's azman.zg zebra giraffe at gmail.com. You can connect with me there as well.
Yes.
I only just recently got active again on Twitter because I only just realized there's a big helpful community with voice actors to voice actors on Twitter internationally. So I'm trying to get active on Twitter again. So yeah. But
Excellent.
for my website, if you want to listen to my voice reel, yeah, you're more welcome to, more than welcome.
Yes, wow, well, awesome, awesome. Yes, please get connected to Azman. I think in all creativity and industry that we are all serving under the umbrella of helping one another to do better, to be successful in our life, and to have to become a successful entrepreneurs. The community, as what our show discover and uncover the gem is us, as well as Geraldine Chin's show Shine at Nine. We are all here to serve one another, yeah, to make
Yeah.
each other stronger and to better and to be competent in our job and in our career. Yeah. So good. Yeah, Asman, I love to be in touch with you. Do connect me to one of your colleague who is female professional voice actor, and I would send out one invite to invite the voice actor to come on board our show in December. Yeah.
Sure. Of course.
Um,
Yeah.
Next week, friends, audience, as we are coming to a close, time passes very quickly. It's near 10 p.m. Next week, we'll take a break. Next Thursday, we'll take a break, but we will come back on the 12th of November. Yes. Yeah, Asman, like tonight, you also represent Voice of Guild Malaysia. Starting November or last month, we started September, October, November, December. We also like to promote associations and network of communities. So 12th of
Thank you.
November is Global People Exchange, yeah, a brand new association for HR, human resource practitioners. So we
Right.
have two dynamic speakers by the name of Dr. James and also Coach Michael. Both of them will be on our show on 12th of November. So yeah, be ready. We will always have gems discovered. Like tonight, we have Azman Zulkiply. Welcome. Thank you, Azman, for sharing, giving us your input. Yeah, definitely. I would love to invite you to come over to my office to do some workshop for my managers as well as to trainers, coaches who in need of your techniques and skills that you can empower them to be bigger and better. Yeah, in using our voice.
Yeah. Yeah. It will be my
Excellent.
honor. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you, David, as well for our co-technical producer for tonight, and as well as Geraldine. Yeah, as she's busy handling a big project. So thank you for all your support, team. We'll meet again soon. Thank you, guys. Good night. Good night.